A few years ago, I was that person on the left, hands on knees, completely gassed, wondering why the distance never seemed to get easier. What I didn't know then, and what most running advice gets completely wrong, is that the hardest training sessions are often the least effective. A peer-reviewed study of over 2,000 recreational runners found that the single most powerful predictor of 5K performance wasn't intensity, it wasn't interval training, it was something most people are dramatically underestimating. The gap between 22 minutes and 17 minutes comes down to three variables, and once you understand them, the path becomes clear. Every factor that determines your 5K time feeds into one of three things: VO2 max, your engine size; running economy, how efficiently you use that engine; and lactate threshold, the pace you can sustain before fatigue accumulates faster than your body can clear it. The 17-minute runner has all three working. The 22-minute runner usually has one or two underdeveloped. Each lever targets one of them directly. That study of 2,303 recreational runners, published in BMC Sports Science, found that weekly mileage was the most powerful predictor of race performance from 5K to marathon. Not intensity, not intervals, mileage. Going from 20 kilometers a week to 30 produced more performance gain than any other single change. Most runners trying to break 20 minutes are running 2 or 3 hard sessions a week. They'd get more from 4 easy ones. Volume builds the aerobic base, everything else sits on top of, and it raises your lactate threshold as a direct consequence of more time on your feet. When you do add intensity, this is where it gets counterintuitive. A 2025 study in Frontiers in Sports and Active Living compared two interval approaches on trained runners. Group 1, 3-minute efforts at 95% of max aerobic speed. Group 2, 30-second efforts at full sprint intensity. The sprint group felt like they were working harder, but they were getting less aerobic adaptation. The longer intervals produced significantly more time, above 90% VO2 max, the threshold that actually drives aerobic adaptation. If your sessions feel brutal but brief, you may be training harder and adapting less. 3 to 4 minutes at hard but controlled effort once a week is the more effective stimulus. The third variable is the one almost every recreational runner ignores entirely: running economy, how much oxygen your body burns to hold a given pace. You can run faster at the same aerobic effort just by becoming more efficient, without touching your VO2 max at all. A peer-reviewed study on middle-aged recreational runners found that resistance and plyometric training improved running economy by approximately 2% with no change in VO2 max. At 5K pace, 2% is real time off your result, from work you're not even doing on the road: calf raises, single leg work, basic posterior chain strength. 2 sessions a week, 30 kilometers a week at easy pace before you even think about adding intensity. 1 interval session per week, efforts of 3 to 4 minutes at hard but controlled pace, not sprints. 2 strength sessions targeting the lower leg and posterior chain, that's it. 3 levers. The research doesn't point to a complicated program. It points to consistency across these 3 variables over months, not weeks, months. The gap between 22 minutes and 17 minutes is real, but it's not mysterious. Most runners are 1 or 2 levers away. Pull all 3 and the times move. I'm still pulling them. If this was useful, you know what to do.